If you feel like something's holding you back in life, most of the time it's not because your own doing. It's actually traumatic walls that have been put in front of you based on your own experiences. I've experienced insane trauma as well. And now I've freed myself from those chains using these techniques that I'm going to give you today. Peace unto you. My name is Nadiie, and today is all about how to resolve your trauma. Now, I'm going to make another video on childhood trauma because childhood trauma and adult trauma are two different types of trauma, and there's multiple ways to fix them and unique avenues or unique pathways. At a foundation, what you must understand when you deal with trauma is this world is not your home. It's the same thing for triggers. This world is not your home. You must understand that everything of this world tells you to be in dualism. It tells you to not be totally secure with one action. It tells you to flirt with the idea of pain and joy instead of just joy. See, this world tells you have a backup plan instead of following what you feel is true and only following that path that you deem so. See, it's only this world that tells you to feel angry, to feel sad, to feel depressed, to feel trauma. When you go into higher realms, and we use the term higher for human transcription, for there is no high, low, left, right, in or without. That is just for bridging purposes. When you go to these realms of love, you only experience love. You only experience truth. You experience oneness. For in God, we operate in absolutes. It's either 100% or it's not. It either is or it isn't. There is no dualism there. There's no this or that, right or wrong. No. You just move on the path, and that path is the path. Trust yourself. When you anchor the fact that this world is not my home, what you do is you instantly lessen the grip that this world has on you. See, what your brain does as it pertains to trauma is it locks it behind a door that you have to consciously go to in your mind. That's not something that just comes up. You have to consciously go to that door and know that your existence is the key. So if you just try to unlock it, it's not going to work. You have to feel like, oh, this door shall be unlocked. You have to come with that energy instead of just, oh, I see a door, let me turn the knob. You have to really walk up to the door and say, I'm ready. The block will break, it will fall down, you open the door. All your traumas will be released into your conscious brain, to the forefront. For to heal a wound is to expose it. You can never heal the trauma unless you see it in front of you. I'll give you a technique to open that door. First, you close your eyes. You take a deep breath. You can do this with noise around, but we recommend silence. You include God. You say, God, by my name, I affirm your sight. And so it is. You're affirming the sight of God because you want to make sure you're not seeing things with your limited eyes. You want to see as God sees. For you may see something ugly, but God may see something beautiful. Because your eyes and your ego love to play tricks on you and to manipulate. It always loves to manipulate and trick you and shift your perspective. So you say, God, by my name I affirm your sight. Then you take a deep breath, you visualize a door, right? Then on that door, you can have a sign on it that says my traumas. In the fourth dimension, of what people call the dream realm, or the etheric plane, that's basically a plane of thoughts. See, your mind exists within the fourth dimension. It's a thought form realm. So you just putting a sign that says my traumas makes whatever you put that sign on so. So that door is now a door leading to your traumas. Now you visualize yourself walking to that door with the energy and the sight of God of understanding that you are the key. You open that door and you just allow everything to come through. Every trauma, every hurt, that breakup, that job that fired you, that depression of not being able to financially support yourself. You allow all of it to come in the forefront. You hold on to, because it's going to feel like a lot. You let it all come through. Don't try to stop it. Just let it happen. Let it see it all. See it. It hurts. Just see it. You settle down and you say, all right, I'm going to still hold this intention of God's sight. You say, God, guide me to seeing this as you see it. God says, perfect. And then you don't allow your ego to get in the way. Because God is going to say, well, you went through this to get to this point. Do you realize where you are now? So you're strong now because of all of these things that you went through. We've orchestrated this plan together. We've orchestrated this plan before incarnation that says you go through this because it activates some DNA within you that brings forth some memory so you can be in this position now. Now you're better off to teach others. If you notice, a lot of people have been coming to you for advice or just want to spark up longer conversations than usual with you. It's because you've been doing this processing automatically, unintentionally, consciously, but your subconscious has been doing it with God, releasing these triggers slowly and slowly. But when you dream, your dream basically is your subconscious mind experiencing everything that it was experiencing in its waking state and formalizing a plan in order to pull out the nutrients of those situations, pulling out the spiritual nutrients. See, dreams is your subconscious mind processing what it's experiencing in its waking state. So you'll see similar things in your dreams as if you were awake, but it'd be a little different because you're trying to pull the spiritual nutrients from it. You're trying to figure out, how can I make this situation serve for my soul? See, God would tell you all of these things, like, listen, you're here now because of these things. So now, one by one, you walk up to the trauma. You experience it again. You're in it with this new state of mind. You forgive it and you release it. Quite literally, as like, say you went through a relationship trauma. The person did you wrong. You're experiencing it. That's first in line. You say, come on. It walks up to you. You say, listen, I know we've had our differences, but understand that I'm grateful for all spiritual nutrients that has came from the situation. But it no longer serves. I forgive myself for constructing this idea. I forgive you for playing a role in my idea. And now I release it. You are being retired for lack of better work. And so it is. Wave your hand, move on to the next one. Repeat the process. Forgive yourself for creating it. Forgive all others. Accept and release. Just move your hand, move out the way. Next person. This is going to, it's so powerful, it's literally going to lessen and lessen the grip the world has on you. But just because you do this technique, it doesn't mean you're instantly going to feel good. See, there's going to be residual energy every day. The ego is going to be like, that's good, you knocked out a big chunk of this trauma, but let's see if you've really healed. You'll be tested by the ego, for you're still in this world. Don't fall for the ego's games. Say, I've forgiven that already. I've forgiven myself already. It no longer serves. Don't allow the energy to be bottled up. Don't allow the energy to bottle up at all. If you feel the test, know that you've already put yourself in the role of the embodiment of God, the embodiment of God's will. I'm fine. I forgave it. Let's keep it pushing. If you're interested in having some one-on-one sessions with me so I can give you some more tangible techniques, click the link in the bio and we'll speak directly there. You can book a session with me. If you're interested in joining our mystery school, because we have a mystery school, DM me and I'll give you our free 3-day course for you to integrate, because if you aren't willing to dedicate at least 3 days to God, why are you trying to join a mystery school? With that, we say welcome home.